I'm a nice devil. We're on. Good morning and welcome to yoga. So most of us grew up hearing, at least I did, you are what you eat. But as a nutritionist, you are what you digest. And there are a lot of things we can do to improve our digestions. I don't want to speak about the obvious ones, but I do want us to remember that one of the easiest things we can do is take care of our vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, and vagus means wanderer, it is the largest of the 12 cranial nerves. It starts in the cranium, your brain. It's a two-way street. It does things for your heart and your digestive system, really key. So when your vagus nerve is irritated or out of sorts, your digestion won't be great. And I think most of us understand that digestion is not just breaking down the food so that we can absorb the nutrients and eliminating the food. It also speaks to things like acid reflux, IBD, like irritable bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, all of that stuff's all connected. Stress. And that's something that we've now known for a long time. Most dis-ease, and I like to say dis-ease, I emphasize it's a lack of ease in the body. So it's no more than that. And if we can simplify and think about what is it that's irritating us in our lives and try to mitigate or eliminate it, and it's not possible all the time, I get that, but we have choices. And where I want to start is with everybody lying down on their mats. You don't need any props here. I did turn the heat on, but I think I'm going to have to back it off shortly, so just in case you're wondering how hot it may get in here. And I want you to place one hand, it could be your left hand on your heart, and put your other hand on your belly. And just notice when you're breathing in if your belly's rising. Too many people shortchange themselves when it comes to the breath, and they just sip the air. And they don't fully breathe. And lots of people don't even exhale properly. That is a stress to the body. That is a stress to the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve plays a major role in activating the parasympathetic nervous system. That is the aspect of the nervous system which is rest and digest. And it's not a joke that a lot of people can have even mental disturbances, emotional disturbances, not recognizing them, that they are coming from poor digestion. So stress, taking care of that vagal nerve, this is the easiest way. There's umpteen ways you can take care of your vagus nerve, but this is the easiest of all. Just make sure that your belly is moving as you breathe in, and that your belly is falling back down as you exhale. And one other thing I want to add here. Silently count. Try to make your exhalation twice as long as your inhalation. When something's stressing us out, or we feel irritated, or even if you're having insomnia, that's an irritant. That's a complete irritant. I've been there. Try connecting to your breath. Try making your exhalations twice as long as your inhalations. So I'm going to be quiet just for a moment so you can really focus on counting, perhaps 1, 2 to breathe in, and 4 to breathe out. Go ahead. I gotta turn this off. And if anybody finds themselves irritated by this exercise, just notice that. Just notice what your little mind might be saying about this is useless or stupid or I don't know what. And I've been there too in yoga classes saying, why am I doing this? Until we practice something and experience the benefits, our minds may discount it. Well, let's not believe everything our minds think. We need to examine our thoughts a little more carefully in life before we believe something, say something, do something. So not only are you stimulating and activating your vagus nerve, the longest of the 12 cranial nerves, which is a two-way street. It's bidirectional. If something is upsetting you in your stomach or your heart center, it's going to affect your brain area, your thinking, and vice versa. Good digestion is important to our overall health, period. Okay, so remove your hands and let's draw the right knee up and then the left knee into the chest. Now, hopefully you didn't eat a lot before you came, because if you did, please don't press very hard into your ascending, transcending, and descending colon. But Apanasana is the name of this posture. It's wind relieving. It stimulates digestion, elimination. So you're holding your knees. If you're inclined, you can do a little rocking from side to side. If you really want to go for it, you can try wrapping your arms or at least grabbing one of your wrists with the other hand. But please back off if it doesn't feel comfortable. I also want you to relax your shoulders. At least feel some relaxation through the shoulders. So if you're really grabbing and it's rounding your shoulders, don't do that. And continue to please be aware of your breathing. Mindfulness is becoming a tool that can truly guide us to make better choices, kind of slow life down a little bit when it gets speedy. So just bring yourself into the present moment. And then keep your knees bent, but set flat feet on the floor. Take your arms out to the side. And then widen your feet just a little bit and drop both knees over to the left. So just gently stretching the abdominal cavity, organs, the viscera, and breathe into it. And inhaling, come back to center. And exhale, both knees over to the other side, stretching in the opposite direction. So just like our muscles, our abdominal organs, I mean, they're not full of muscles that we want to strengthen or build, but they do have muscles that need to be activated so that they can function properly. So we stretch, we twist, and compress this area for optimal digestion. And once again, bring right knee, then left knee up into the chest. And we're going to come over onto our knees, so you can either roll over onto your side or place your hands underneath the backs of your knees and rock up and come on over onto all fours. We're going to do our cat-cow. We're going to do it just a little bit differently. We're going to hold the position for 4 to 5 breaths instead of going back and forth, inhaling and exhaling. And we're going to start in cow. So place your hands underneath your shoulders. You can come up onto your knuckles if your wrists don't like the flexion at the wrist area. Extend your spine. If you want in this position, you can curl your toes under. So you're going to tilt your tailbone up. You're going to draw your sternum forward and lengthen through the neck area without cranking it. And then just breathe here on your own time, inhaling and exhaling. So again, here we are stretching the abdominal viscera. A lot of sitting, of course, doesn't foster good digestion. In Ayurveda, which means the science of life, we talk about walking 100 steps after you eat. And it was interesting, Hillary and I, who's in the class, we went to this mushroom dinner. We were both so stuffed afterwards, and I counted my steps as I went to the garbage to take garbage out. It was exactly 100 steps. I needed it. So you know, it's not about jogging or going for a big hike, but just walking 100 steps after you eat can alleviate an uncomfortable feeling when we've just eaten perhaps a little too much or wrong food combinations. Alrighty, let's switch it up. Flatten the tops of your feet and come up into cat pose. So you're pulling your navel up towards your spine, and just let the weight of your head stretch out your cervical neck. And again, breathe here. But you're pulling your bellies in. You're letting your head just hang. You can swing it a little bit. So you're going to notice that this class isn't going to be as active or aggressive, because we want to maintain a restful state of being so that we can really connect with what it is we can do to enhance digestion, elimination. And that will do. Come on down onto your tummies. You're going to draw your forearms underneath your shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. So elbows are directly under the shoulders, and your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are aligned. Your fingers are spread out. You're pressing the tops of your feet into the floor as well as the tops of your thighs. So a little bit of compression here and stretching on the upper abdominal areas. Now, gas and bloating can come from a number of things that we do. If we drink too much water, carbonated water, especially in the stomach, and you know, we burp because there's gas in our stomach. We do other things when there's gas other places. You all know what I'm talking about. And, you know, in yoga, because of ahimsa, which means nonviolence, it's not typically appropriate to make these sounds, although apparently in Germany, if you burp, it's a compliment to the chef. However, we're not in Germany. But, you know, if whenever you need to move some gas out of your system, if you're alone, you should try to let her rip. It's healthy. And it just happens. It is what it is. So, you know. Okay. Now, only if your lower back can handle it, you're going to leave your hands exactly where they are. and you're going to press up into a modified cobra. So you can definitely take your hands even a little bit further forward, or if that doesn't feel good, please come back down onto your elbows. Yoga gives us an opportunity to check in and listen to our bodies. Not to abuse them, not to be tyrants, and it's interesting. We look at politicians and we think, oh, they're tyrants and they're this, they're that. When are we tyrannical with ourselves? When are we, overly demanding with ourselves? And then let's bring our elbows down if they're not already down, and let's just relax the neck for a moment and let the head hang between the shoulders, and perhaps gently. In fact, the key word of this class today might be gentle. Gentle awareness. So swinging your head gently from side to side in the no position, or maybe in the yes, or just letting it hang. And breathing always. And come on all the way down. Take your arms out to the side and release your forehead onto your mat. You're going to lift your left leg up and tip it over. You're rolling over onto your right hip and just tap the floor with your big toe. And back up and over. Head is in the center, forehead on the floor, arms are shoulder height with the palms facing down. Lift the other leg up. Could be your right leg, but whichever one, it'll be the other one. And rolling over onto your left hip, tap the floor, back over and down. Twist positions are huge for improving digestion. Lift the other leg up and roll over onto your hip, tap the floor, back over and down. Other leg up, tap and down. And just one more time, lifting up the first leg, tapping, back over and down. And last time with the other leg up and down and into the center. Draw your hands back underneath your shoulders, and we're going to press up into child's pose, balasana. So it's best for digestion and gentleness to take your knees perhaps as wide as your mat, bring your big toes together, keep the tops of your feet flat, and pressing your hips back towards your heels, releasing your torso between your thighs. If you need, you can place a block, you can fold your arms to create a pillow, and release your forehead onto whatever is accessible for you. Breathing into your side and back ribs. So any compression in the lower part of your abdomen, particularly the ascending colon, the transverse colon, I had said transcending earlier, I meant transverse, and your descending colon. So the ascending's on the right side, and of course your transverse connects it to the descending colon on the left side. Now, some of us have very healthy bowels, and peristalsis is great, and that's great, and you want to maintain it. And for those of us who perhaps are a little weaker in these areas, chewing our food really, really well, not swallowing it whole, not diluting our food with liquid at meals is key, not dousing the digestive fire with cold ice water. I know, and I see it in seniors' homes, and it bothers me, but I get that they have dry mouth from meds, so they want ice water. I understand, but it does wreak havoc with your digestive system. And then inhale, come on up. Curl your toes under and rock back onto the soles of your feet. Let your upper body hang. Let your head hang. Let your spine lengthen. Last week it was all about the spine. Relax your neck by letting your head just hang off it. So again, your belly, your knees are bent. Your belly is resting on your thighs, that compression. And let's slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, letting your head be the last thing to come up. And then inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll them back. Interlock your fingers behind your back. And take your feet a little wider apart. Lift your heart center up towards the sky, your gaze as well. Inhaling in place. Exhale, let's forward fold. Keep your knees bent. Release your belly, your torso between your thighs, lifting your arms up. Relaxing and releasing your arms, and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, letting your head be the last thing to come up. Let's practice our half sun salutations before we move into the full. Think about, I love the poetry in motion idea with half sun salutations. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Now, anybody wants is the sun, everybody good with the sun? That's good. Okay, turn the palms out, bend the knees a lot, swan dive onto your thighs, tented fingers on the floor. On an inhale, lift your hips. If you're not able to straighten your legs, it's okay. But please let your spinal column relax, let your head hang. On an exhale, bend your knees, drop your hips a lot. You're coming into a tuck position. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Exhale, float the arms down, taking up lots of space. Inhale. Exhale. You may want to bring your feet a little closer together, Patty. Fingertips tented. Inhale, lift your hips, drop the crown of your head. Exhale, drop your hips. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side and up. Exhale, turn the palms down, floating them to your sides. Coordinate the breath with the movement. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Inhale. Keep your belly on your thighs as you shine your tailbone up. Exhale. Bend your knees and drop your hips. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. Last time. Inhale. Turn the palms out. Exhale. Bend your knees as much as you can. Inhale. Lift your hips. Drop your head. Exhale. Drop your hips. Shoulders back. Lengthen spine. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side and up. Exhale, float your arms down, taking up lots of space. Take a moment in Tadasana. Lift your toes off the floor. Engage your thighs by lifting up on your kneecaps. Bring your sternum away from your pelvic floor, creating space in that whole abdominal area. So eating while we're sitting up straight helps with digestion. Let the crown of your head float up. Eyes can be open or closed. Focused on an imaginary horizon, and just breathe. Shoulders are back. Pull your armpits down. You may be feeling muscles in your chest, in your shoulders, in your back that don't get used because Sometimes we just forget to stand up straight, to sit straight. We get tired. Okay, but as one of my best friends said, and Jane, you know who I'm talking about. Jane's at home practicing. Energy begets energy. Sun salutations, everyone. Come out to the front of your mats. I have, if you need a sip of water at any time, please. It's true, you know, we feel lazy sometimes. We think, oh, I'll just lay down. Okay, you'll still be lazy when you get up. And there are times to lay down. Okay, I get it. I'm all for a good nap, power nap. Okay, inhaling in place. Exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart, arms up, reach up. Rather than compressing in the lower lumbar, stretch up through the thoracic, eyes up. And then inhale, bring your feet back together, lift up out of your waist. Hinge from the tops of your legs, aka your hips, reaching forward as you release your spine and let the crown of your head hang towards the floor. Step your left leg back, drop the knee to the mat. Bring your shoulders right over your hips. Place your hands on your front right knee. Focus your gaze about 8 feet in front. Inhale, press up. Press through the heel of your back foot to anchor yourself. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Fingers are active. You are breathing. You feel strong. Turn your hands forward. Place your hands on the mat, fingers spread apart. Take your version of plank. It may be with your knees down and your ankles crossed. Reach through the crown of your head. Engage your core. So circulation is improved with yoga, and circulation is required for good digestion as well as good elimination. Release your knees. Flatten the tops of your feet so your toes point backwards. Take your hips back towards your heels. Leave your hands where they are. And stretch out your spine, compressing your abdomen once again. Breathe. Leave your hands where they are, and then stay nice and low. And when you're able, release your chest and your chin onto your mat with your bums in the air. Get everything forward. Release your forehead onto the mat. Draw your fingertips back to align with your shoulders. Bring your elbows into your side body. Press your forearms down towards the floor. Roll the invisible alley with your nose. Tops of your feet are flat on the floor. And then inhale, lifting up head, neck, shoulders, chest, baby cobra, and breathe. One more breath in. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips up. Walk your feet a few inches forward. Bend your knees. Press your belly onto your thighs. Press your chest towards your knees. Align your ears with your inner arms. Press your heels towards the floor. Press your sits bones towards the back of your mat. Deeply energizing for your entire body, improve circulation. Let's lift the left leg up in the air. Look at your left hand and swing that foot as far forward as you can. Other leg forward. And let your upper body just hang in Uttanasana. Arms beside your ears. Engage your thighs. Please pull your bellies in. Sweep the arms in front to come up. Feet apart for balance. Look up and arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift up out of your waist. Reach forward as you hinge. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Hands in prayer. Exhale. One more round. Inhale. Exhale. Feet apart. Reach up. Look up. Arc back. Inhale, feet come back towards one another. Lift up out of your waist, reach forward. The further you reach forward, the closer your fingertips and hands get to the floor. Let's step the right leg back and drop the knee to the mat. Bring your hands onto your left knee. Take your time, focus your gaze for balance. Inhale, come on up. Try to keep your upper body straight up and down, not torquing forward. Sweep the arms up. Press through that back heel. Turn your hands forward. Spread your fingers apart. Come into your push-up plank position of choice. Try to bring the shoulders away from the ears. If you're holding full plank, let's press all 10 fingers into the mat. Remember, your neck is part of your spine. Try not to let your middle section sag. And breathe. Release your knees. Flatten the tops of your feet. Take your sits bones back towards your heels. Relaxing your wrists, stretching through the shoulders, the spine, and a great compression in the abdominal area. And as I've said many times, you may notice a change in your bowel habits after a yoga class because every class we activate, stretch, compress, and twist the abdominal area, all the viscera and the organs involved in digestion and elimination. Leaving your hands where they are. Let's slowly come forward, keeping your bum in the air, releasing your chest and your chin when you're able. And slide behind you. I'm being sensitive about my mic today because we've had some sound issues. And then release your forehead onto the mat. Align your fingertips with the edges of your shoulders. Bring your elbows into your side body. And then please press your forearms towards the floor. If you want, take your feet a little wider apart for a fuller expression of cobra. Roll the invisible alley with your nose. On an inhale, you're not using your hands. You're lifting up, using your back muscles, head, neck, shoulders, chest. If you're going to press up into the fuller expression, you're literally pressing the floor away from you, keeping your pelvis and your thighs on the mat, not letting your shoulders come up around your ears, nor your elbows wing out. Keep a bend in your elbows so you can maintain proper alignment. One more breath in. Exhale, lengthen and lower. Bring your feet back towards one another. Curl your toes under, pressing up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, press your hips towards the back of your mat. This lengthens your spine, creates some space between the vertebra, and breathe. Press your heels towards the floor for a good stretch in the backs of your legs, especially the Achilles tendon for all our racket sports. And give your head a bit of a shake. Just make sure you're not creating any tension in the neck area. Lift the right leg up, look at your right hand, and swing that foot forward, other leg forward, and just let your upper body hang in Uttanasana. This is excellent for your spine. It's relaxing to your entire upper body. Arms beside your ears. Engage your thighs by lifting up on your kneecaps. Pull your bellies in. Sweep your arms in front, reaching up, feet apart for balance. Look up, arc back. Inhaling, feet come back together. Lift up out of your waist. Reach forward, let your heads hang, bend your knees, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Okay, Uddiyana Bandha. Bandha means lock, and many of you have done this before, and if you haven't done it before, just be patient with yourself. But sometimes when I'm waiting for my dinner to be ready, and I think of it, I practice this because it stokes digestive fire like nothing. I mean, we have fire in our bellies, and you know what? Maybe this is exactly what we need a little more of just in life, period, to be able to stand up to whatever it is that I don't want to say fight or rail against, but just to feel strong no matter what's going on, because I hear too much of, and we all do right now. So let's get some fire in our bellies. So basically, in Uddiyana Bandha, you bend your knees, you brace yourself with your hands on your thighs. You have to exhale all the air out in order to draw your abdominal organs and your diaphragm up. It doesn't work if you don't exhale all the air out, and I won't be able to talk when all the air is out. So you really just blow all the air out. And even when you think it's all out, try to remove more. Once all that air is out, you're sucking up your abdominal muscles, your diaphragm, you're sucking it in and up. When you need to breathe, you're going to stand up and breathe in. And you're going to keep your spine as long as possible. So everybody's different in this. So come up when you need to breathe. Because if you're breathing when you're doing it, you can't hold your abdominal muscles or your diaphragm in. So you're sucking it up. Okay, so, bandhas or locks are an interesting aspect of yoga. They help redirect energy, life force, clearly a really important thing. And in this case, we are redirecting the force of energy for digestion, for Anyi it's called. So let's try it again. Those of you who are a little more practiced in it, if you want to, remember you can, after all the air is out, you can do your in-out. You have to have a big belly to be able to demonstrate this. So I've been working on my big belly. Oh, God. Okay, so, that's only if you're practicing this and you want to. So once the air is all out, as I said, in, out. Okay, that obviously just stokes it a little bit more. But if you're new to this, just try to hold it in, okay? Let's try it one more time. All the air out. And then pull your abs up. Yeah. Okay. Anybody need a sip of water? Take. We're going to try one little, nothing's little about a balanced posture, is it? If you think for balance you want to be near a wall, go for it. Lord of the Dances, Nataraj. So, again, with balanced postures, take your time. We can start by balancing on your right foot. I'm turning sideways here so people at home can actually really see too. So, you're balancing on your right foot. Now, balance often requires your own inner cue. You're going to take the leg that you're not standing on and grab at the ankle. And maybe this is as far as you're going. You're going to raise your right arm. You're going to kick that back leg out. You've got to focus your gaze, wait for your own inner cue here. And you know, some days balances just don't happen for whatever reason. Don't be concerned. Give that standing leg a shake out. I just wanted to do some stretching. We're doing lots of compressing. We're going to do more twisting. So, let's see what happens on the other side. But don't look at me. Try to find a spot on the floor, something that's not moving. Even if you're just going to focus on balancing, that's fine. That was our class a couple weeks ago. Take your time. That is the whole point. Maybe this is as far as you're going. Very nice. Okay, everybody, flat out and relaxing for a moment. Take the time, just for a few seconds, either take a sip of water. We want to allow the benefits of what you have just done to be uploaded, to be integrated. So, one of the things that mindful eating can promote is patience. Impatience makes us want to keep moving all the time, doing harder, faster. So when we lie down, let's, if we can, you can either place your hand on your belly again, but I think you've got that one. I like the idea of having our palms turned up in the open and receiving position. So your shoulders are resting. Your chest, your collarbones widened. And just allow your breath to find normalization, calm. Separate the biting surfaces of your teeth. You may even separate your lips. Breathing in through your nose is key to warm, purify, and moisten the air that goes into your lungs. And if you want to, you can exhale through your mouth. So a couple other things that you can do to activate and nurture your vagus nerve, because it's not enough to just take care of your vagus nerve for 1 hour a week. Humming, singing, chanting, of course, massage, and this won't be a popular one for a lot of people, but cold water dips actually nourishes the vagus nerve, stimulates it. Nice long full inhalations and deep exhalation. Alrighty, let's roll over either by placing hands underneath the backs of your thighs, coming up to a seated position, or roll over sideways if you prefer. And we're going to practice seated forward bend, Paschimottanasana. Pull the flesh away from your sits bones. Flex your feet to activate your thighs, your quadriceps. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching up. And then exhale, let's just come halfway. Lengthening your spine. Remember, your neck is part of your spine. And let's breathe in again. Inhale, reaching and stretching forward, and then just let your hands fall wherever they fall. Taking hold of wherever they land, whether it's your ankles, your calves, your toes, maybe the outsides of your feet. If your feet are flexed, of course, they're closer to take hold of. So, of course, note the compression. On an inhale, lifting the heart center, lengthening the spine. And on an exhale, perhaps you can lower a little bit more. One more breath in to lengthen. You may even be lifting up. Exhale, so you're folding from your hips, not from your lower back. And then walk your hands up your legs and bring your hands beside your body. Dandasana or staff pose. Flex your feet once again. Inhale, sweep the arms up, stretching up. Exhale, reach forward, lengthening your spine, reaching through your fingertips, and then let your hands land. And just notice if you perhaps are able to go just a little bit further on the second go or not. Some of us are much more flexible, born that way. Some of us are better at forward bends, some better at backward bending. Just to notice, no judgment. There's no judgment in being mindful. None, zero, zilch. Breathing in to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And walk your hands back up your thighs. And then let's do our Lord of the Fishes, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So let's bend. I'll do the mirror image. So bend your right leg and place your foot outside of your knee. Interlock your fingers 2 inches below. Flex the foot of the straight leg. Take your right arm behind you. Inhale the left up, reaching and stretching. Exhale, either bring the elbow to the outside of your knee or around your knee, wherever you can place it. And inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Soften your gaze. Like wringing out a face cloth. This is one of the most powerful asanas for cleansing the entire digestive tract. It goes without saying that we should not practice yoga just after we've eaten, or if you're full in any way. Best to practice on an empty stomach. One more breath in. Exhale. Let's twist to the other side. And let's change. Bang out the backs of your legs. Sitting up nice and tall. Flex your feet. Bring your other foot, should be your left, outside of your right knee. Interlock your fingers around your shin and pull your torso straight up towards your thigh. Placing your Left arm straight behind you to prop yourself up. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, twist and turn. Lengthening up. Exhaling, maybe twisting just a little bit more or not. Eyes can be closed to feel the sensations, or soften your gaze, drishti. One more breath in, exhale, and release to the other side. Okay, here's where it gets fun. You know what that means. Come on down onto your bellies. Dhanurasana, bow pose, because it's your favorite. Not? Okay, keep smiling, everybody. Now, Dhanurasana, quickly, I will just show you. If you spread your legs apart and you grab your ankles, and this is not going to be accessible to everyone, okay? So I'm going to give you an option. You kick your legs back, and it pulls your body off the floor. If this is not for you, please, there's no shame, there's no nothing here. Just place one arm in front, take the opposite leg of your arm, and just try to lift up one leg, just one leg, okay? Lift up your head, so bend the arm in front of you, June. Yeah, bend it in front of you. You don't have to have your head on it, but just bend in front of you and lift up like that, one leg, okay? If we're doing both, spread your knees apart. If you find it easy, you can keep your legs together. Lifting up, kick your legs back. Very powerful for increasing elimination and just activating all the aspects of digestion. Okay, let's release. If you just did one leg, remember which one it was. Turn your head to one side, let your shoulders melt, big toes touch, heels splay out. All back bends are cardiovascularly demanding, not to mention physically, of course. So your heart beats faster because you need to get circulation to more places in your body. Our heart needs exercise too. But please do not do too much. Listen to your bodies. Bring your head back to the center. If you're doing the one leg, change to the other leg. If you're doing both, take hold of ankles. Now the deal is to, whatever, if you're holding one or two, doesn't matter, you're kicking those legs back. Kick the leg back, push it back, push the leg back. That's what lifts you off the floor. So kick that leg back. Of course, this also brings greater mobility, suppleness to your spine, and release. Okay, press yourselves up and come on onto your back for one last gentle twist. Good work. Great. I mean, I would do mouth to mouth, but I prefer not. Andras. Right now, gentle, gentle. Inhale, come back to center. Draw the right knee into your chest with your right hand, and then draw your left knee up. Extend your right leg down in front, and with your right hand, opposite hand on the left knee, take it over to the right side and extend your left arm out to the left side. So just a gentle twist. That we've been using in this class. So yoga can go a long way in improving our digestion, enhancing elimination, increasing circulation, and all of these things add up to better health. And come back over onto your backs. And if you have anything to cover your eyes with, relax the jaw. As your breath finds its way back to a comfortable rhythm. We ate. And yet, eating is one of, for most of us, life's greatest pleasures. We do it perhaps 3 times a day, or we nosh, and I'm aware of this myself, that I do it, I eat sometimes, and I'm just not even conscious, and yet we're depriving ourselves of such pleasure when we eat mindlessly, when we don't chew the food. I know that Deepak Chopra feels that socializing around food is not a good idea because we're busy socializing and we can't really focus our awareness and attention on what we're eating and the pleasure and the joy of food that we're fortunate enough to have with abundance. Practicing mindfulness allows pleasure to bloom in thousands of small moments in our lives. This time of year, even taking a walk and enjoying whatever flowers are still blooming, the colors of Mother Nature. And of course, what fun to see little kids in their Halloween costumes. It's nice to see that some things don't change. And there's just so much joy around us. When we're mindful, we see, we experience, and feel so much more joy. Inhaling the life force, long, full, and deep. And deep, exhaling. Inhaling very, very deep. And deep, exhaling. Inhale, stretch your arms up to the ceiling, up to the sky. Reach and stretch, point feet far, flex and point, and drop your arms down by your sides. Take your time to roll over onto your side, perhaps using your bottom arm as a pillow, bending your knees. Acknowledge yourselves for taking care of your most valuable asset, your primary vehicle, your bodies. Only you can do it. Self-care is the best care. When you're ready, press yourself up into a seated position, and if you like, please chant Om just one time to stimulate your vagus nerve. Inhaling together. Om Shanti, peace, namaste.